Welcome back all. Mike here. I will be doing some more prep work here today as far as filling in holes, letting that dry. That way we can take and get some paint laid. I'd also taken by a couple of hanging lights. So we will hopefully see if we can get those installed also. I'm going to take and get started here. Let's see how much I can get done. There we go. I believe that is all of the screws taken out of the wall now. The previous owners had this as their entertainment wall. Or quite a few screws in the wall here. Not too terrible. We did end up going with a semi-gloss white paint also. So next here we are going to need our sandpaper. I just went with 100 grit, I believe. Nothing too heavy. I guess you kind of want to go over these holes here and get them smooth before we take and add our spackling. all of those burrs off of there. This one here is a little more damage down here. This one might be a little more tricky to fill in. Looks like here they tried putting something in here. I'm not even sure what that is. Filling it in. Almost looks like that's just dirty there, other than something dripping. Make sure I take out all these little imperfections first. This here had a stick on hook or something here. See if we can get most of this off. Move that out also. You don't want to go too deep and end up with a hole here. Not too terrible. Just want to get it back down to a flat surface again. And we have a couple on the other side here also off camera. Lightly go over those also and get the burrs off. That one down at the end, I plan on hanging a picture back there, so I'm not too concerned about that. Those all seem to be pretty smooth now. Might even run up and grab a broom here real quick just to get some of these cobwebs down. So I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. I could not find the broom. guess we'll just have to use a rag here. I'm hoping this little step will be enough to get us up to the top here. Like this should be perfect. See, Halloween is over. We should probably take down all the cobwebs. Keep moving down here. Might have to take and turn the camera here. You see in chat there. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in again. I did take and get my paint. I also picked up a few hanging lights also. But I'm going to take and try and install here. They are pretty bright, so hopefully they do work out for me. Right now I'm just kind of prepping the area here. I could not find my broom upstairs, so I am taking down these cobwebs just with a towel. All right, a few spots here on the wall. I think I'm going to take and dampen this cloth a little bit. We're over here on these few spots. Really can't see them through the camera, but there's a few spots, smudge spots here. I don't know if something dripped on them or what. At first I thought they were patch holes, but it doesn't look like it. I'm just going to take a damp cloth here and go over these few spots. Actually looks like they're coming off pretty well. Did already take and sand around these holes here that we're going to have to take and spackle in. I think the total cost of this project was somewhere around $120. But that is including two hanging lights here that I'm going to be installing here shortly, or trying to install hopefully. Not much of a carpenter, but I do what I can. Clean up around these spots here that I took in sandpaper. Looks pretty decent there. I'm going to try spackling these holes first, just that way it's got time to dry. To work on something else after that. We did get a bunch of paint brushes here also. Once again, this is the white that I'm going with here. Not sure how well the camera will pick that up. So all the blue there is going to be white. Eventually. Got that open there. I do want to take my work shirt off here and maybe throw something different on. So that way I'm not getting stuff all over my work shirt. Scraper here. Fill all these little holes in here. A little more spackling here. Nothing too exciting. We want to make sure we get a decent coat though, just to cover these screw holes up. That way they hopefully won't be as noticeable once we do get to painting. Did want to take and try touching up around this outlet a little bit also. doing this a few times. That's don't look too terrible to me. I will go back over it with a damp cloth, get that little bit of excess off. I do need to go down here to the other end here. There was a little spot down here. I don't think they could decide where they wanted to hang it. There's like 8 little screw holes all right next to each other. That or else they were just looking for a stud without using a stud finder. We'll fill those in there. This one I think we're going to keep here because I do like having my picture here at the bottom of the steps. I believe we'll keep that. Have one more little small one here. I think I'm going to take and do a little speck over this, just that way we can maybe sand it a little bit more once this dries. I had a hanging hook or something right here. Let's see if we can get it flat again. So that's filled in pretty nicely, actually. Not too terribly bad. I still don't get what this stuff is. Alrighty, one more over here. It looks like we missed. Fill that in also. I'm going to go back over it with this rag here now. Take all the spots out that we don't need spackling in here. Less sanding we have to do later once this does dry. That ought to work there. Take some of this excess off also. so. Looks like we might need a little bit more water on this rag. I will be back over to chat here in a second. I do apologize. I do work tomorrow afternoon, so I'd like to take it as far as I can tonight. If not totally painted tonight. I know the spackling is supposed to dry for like 6 to 12 hours, but I might still paint around it for now. At least get everything framed in. Little spot down here. There still should be enough on my spackling knife here, or putty knife. Get that filled in also there. We can let that stuff dry. Not too terrible. It looks pretty. As I said, I am no expert at this. I've only filled in a few holes like this once before, maybe twice before. This is probably my biggest project. Anyone out there, if they have any tips on if I'm doing things right or if I'm doing something wrong and there's a better way to do it, always let me know there in the chat. I think we're going to use our bag here to put everything on. I will come back here, see if anyone else has joined. I think I am going to take a small little break here anyways, but we'll be out of view of the camera here for a few minutes. Get something to drink and catch a quick breather and a smoke here. You can kind of see though how bright that ladder looks. I'm kind of hoping that that whole wall is going to be that bright once it's all done. I think it's really going to pop, especially once we get these new lights hung up. Alrighty, up next I think we're gonna try hanging these lights. Just like take and get those installed before moving on to the next step here. I know once I open this pane, I'm gonna just want to take and finish everything. I think we're gonna let that stuff set and dry for a while, just so I don't overdo it, get too far ahead of myself. I'm not sure how these lights hang yet, so we're gonna take and get into that right now. Kind of point the camera back down here, kind of show you the lights that I bought and what we are going to be working on. I did take and buy 2 of these lights. I believe these $4 a piece, and they just plug in. Here are these LED 4-foot LED lights with pull chain. I did take one out of the box already and plug it in. They are quite bright. Kind of curious how that's going to look on camera also. So we did take and get 2 of these. I think that's really going to brighten the room up, especially once we get both of these hung up. So we did take and pick up 2 of these. I have to find the hardware here. Looks like this just loops through. Not sure if we're going to need these hooks or not. that is if you're gonna take and mount it into a screw or something, but we got this drop tile around this. Might be able to even just get away with doing that. We got to kind of judge where our cable is. How much room we normally got here. We are going to have to take and run an extension cord also, just to power both of them. I think we might take and do that first. I want that to fall. The only drawback is you will be able to see this cord going up into the wall, which I really don't like, but it's pretty much the only option I have to go with here. This will be plugged in here, and we'll have to run this up through the ceiling here. Not sure how well these tiles are going to come out. That seems to be all right. We go here. Unfortunately, that is going to be visible. So that that's about the only option we have here as far as running these. Plenty of extra wire here. Now just deciding where we want to place them. I believe we're going to want this one on this side. And we'll take and get this other one opened also. This here should really brighten it up once we get the second one plugged in. Both seem to be working. Let's kind of see how that picks up on camera there. Can't really see them. As you can see, we have one there, one there. I'm hoping we can take and install those up into the ceiling here. We do have a wire going up there. That other wire is going down to plug them in. Might go out of focus here. So up next, I'm going to try to get up here and install these lights. I have never done anything like this before, so if you're out there, have 911 on speed dial for me. So we know where this one is going to be. And we're going to unplug these. Here we can probably take and put back up into the ceiling here. Just like so. I'll take and move this one over now. wire here. I have to look back. I believe our first one, I believe I'm going to want right about where I'm standing here. Might go right along this frame here. I'm hoping these are light enough where I can just take and hang them with this ceiling tile holding them. I'm actually wondering if it would be better just to loop that around. That seems pretty secure there. Okay, put our second one in here. Maybe even go over to this one. Just like so. Come back over to chat here. Hopefully that don't fall on us. Hey, how's it going, Seth? Thanks for stopping on. I did take and get a couple new lights here. Nothing too spectacular. I believe lights I paid $24 a piece for, but I'm hoping that once the wall is painted white with the new lighting also, it'll really pop. You know, right now the camera kind of don't pick that up, but it brighter. So once the camera's down, I think it's really going to light that space up. That is just one of these installed so far. I do have a second one. I'm fixing to plug in here now. You will see a few wires hanging, but nothing too bad. I'm going to take and try putting the other over here on this other side here. So they kind of look like lightsabers or something right now hanging from the ceiling just because you see the glare, but once the camera's focused in on the actual Lego table, I think I'll be fine. And to catch a quick smoke here, so if you have any ideas or suggestions for me. Well, it's the first time that I really spackled the wall this much also, so I'm going to have to wait for that to dry also. The only down part is you are going to be able to see that wire going up to the lights. And it is a pull chain, but I believe I'm just going to take and leave the pull chains turned on. And then when I turn the lights on, I'll just take and plug it in and unplug it. That way I don't have to take and turn the chain on and off every time. That makes sense. Now I'm going to have to take and try getting this other side end here. I'm taking a quick break here for a second, catching a cigarette. Also, once the tables are back in place, the focus won't be on the ceiling. It'll be on the tables, so there might be a few little imperfections here and there. These lights are pretty bright. Catch a couple more hits here and hopefully get that second light hung up and in place. Hopefully that extension cord I had to run up into the ceiling too. It shouldn't be a fire hazard as long as I unplug them every night or every time I'm done using them. I did not measure either. I'm hoping they're pretty centered or pretty close to being centered over the tables. Once the tables are laid back down, they should be all right. I kind of guesstimated. I'm going to put this out and try getting that second one hung up here. See if that even brightens the room up even more. So it will be on the other side here now. So I am no electrician or carpenter or anything like that. So it's kind of all just basic stuff, I guess. Put it that way. I have to take and turn the camera here a little bit more. Way you can take and see what I'm doing here. I believe I'm going to try skipping 2 tiles and putting it 2 tiles further down next to that other pot light. Yeah, me either, Seth. It's pretty much just plug stuff in though here. I've painted a few rooms before, but nothing like outrageous. This is probably my biggest task. going to take and see if we can get this other light hung here. Oh, I do not like the way that tile is there, though. Guess I didn't get that back down in there snug. I'll stand back up here. Hopefully not break our neck. I see what it is. It's from that outlet there. I think that might be as close as we're going to get there. That wire does have to take and poke up in there. Alrighty, there's one light now. Take and open these other hooks up here. These aren't attached to anything either. I just have them. The ceiling tile is pretty much the only thing holding these down. I said we wanted to try skipping 2 here. I believe the other table will be about here. So if we skip 2, I'm just hoping that my wire here is going to reach over to the outlet. I also want to make sure that this pull chain is turned on. I'll take and plug this in. Alright, that is on. So I don't want to have to be reaching up here and pulling this chain, especially seeing they're not secure. I just want to take and be able to unplug my outlet here. So we want this one to run this way. Take and put another one of these hooks in. Just to stay lined up here. I want it on the same runner here. Actually, this might be too far down. Might actually want to go back a tile. Which I think that'll be fine. Instead of skipping 2 here, maybe I'll just skip 1. That might be close. But before hanging this, we are going to have to get this cord up in here also. Which means we are going to have to take and move some of these tiles. Hopefully these come out as smooth as those last ones. I know some of these drop ceilings can be pretty tedious in these tiles, depending on where the frame's hooked to. Of course, that one's going to give us trouble here. There we go. Got that up out of the way. we got to get our plug over to the outlet up in the ceiling. We're going to have to shimmy this across here to the outlet. Which means we can probably just set this whole assembly up in here, hopefully. At least for now. Flip it upside down. Just like so. I think that slid back enough here. We're going to have to take and go down to this one. Slide this tile up. Just like so. Grab our cord here. Slide the next one up. This one's actually holding on to that. Wish I could ladder it a little bit taller so I could see on in here. Oh, all right. How are we gonna pull this one off? Hey, look at this. It almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Now we'll plug this in here, which that should turn on. And we'll hide this back up in here. We'll have to take and go over this. This is definitely where I could use Daryl from Bevan's Bricks. He's seen what I was doing, he'd probably laugh at me. Alrighty, got that down. Now we should be able to pull that out and hook it up and hopefully be good to go. Slide this back out of here. Flip this back over here. Put our hook back in here. Just like so. We will hold on to this, move our ladder down, hopefully. Put our other hook in here to hold this. Actually, just go up into this one. It don't feel very straight or secure there. That don't feel too bad. I'd like to get this to overhang now a little. Hopefully that stays there without falling. Go back here for a minute, try getting this tile down. There we go. I'll work on this one, try to straighten this out a little bit better than it is. Still not straight. It seems to be better if I can get this tile pushed down a little bit better for me though. I have to go from this side and push down. There we go. Getting somewhere, guys, hopefully. Whew, there we go. 2 new lights put on. Come back over to chat here. Hey, Brett. I hope you're still out there. Happy birthday. I know it was yesterday or the day before. Way to go on hitting the big 5-0 there from what I heard. Hey, thank you, Brett. And I haven't been around too much. I've been here and there meeting new people, meeting people like Seth here and the Yeti, Cajun Yeti, and all of those cool people there. The other Seth Byrne. Been on the Hive from time to time. I haven't really been around Hoosiers too much here lately. Yeah, happy birthday there, Brett, if you didn't hear me. So I'm planning on what I'm working on here is I just took and put 2 lights in, hanging lights, and I am going to be painting my wall here behind me. We're going to be painting this semi-gloss white, which I'll hold that up again here. It's almost a Lego white. Not sure how well the camera will pick that up, but I'm hoping it is going to take and brighten the room a whole bunch once we get the tables and stuff laid back down. It's already lit up a lot down here. I mean, it's a lot brighter in person than what the actual camera picks up. Only problem is there is going to be that wire hanging there. But for that, I am going to just leave the chains hooked up, and that way I want the lights on or off. I'll just come over here and unplug them. Want the lights back on, plug them back in. Which actually I did kind of see that on camera. I'm going to do that once more here. Let me turn some more of these lights off also so you kind of get a better perspective here. This off, this off. So we pretty much went from unplug these. Kind of get something, set something over here. Let's see if we can get it to focus in here, because I'm kind of this myself. So you have the ladder down there. Most of the time I do have these other side lamps on, I guess. We will turn it on. Let's see if I can get this one to set here for me. And it is broke. Okay, so we went from that there. So that there was my lighting before. Not too terrible. Looks decent, but now I'm going to take and plug the new lamps in, and we'll see if it brightens that ladder up or not. All right, we're plugging the new ones back in. Oh wow, huge difference. Not sure how well that picks up on camera, but tremendous. And then once that wall is white, I think it's going to look really sharp. I thought it was Seth, but I wasn't too sure there, buddy. So you can see a huge difference then when it focuses in on that ladder. Yeah, that is a huge difference. Yeah, I didn't know how well the camera would pick that up. So yeah, once that wall's white behind it, oh my gosh, you know how bright that's going to be. And then the table laid down. So the lights don't look the greatest as far as when I aim it up at the lights, because all you see is we have one there, and then there'll be one down at the other end. Hopefully they'll be pretty equal as being in the center of the table. There's those. I think up next I will be opening some paint and possibly doing the bottom trim here and framing it in. I do have to take and wait for that stucco to dry before I paint anything else. And that's without even my door opened either. With the whole time change, it's not really too bright outside right now, but in the summertime, oh man. Plus it is getting later in the day. Yeah, not too much natural light coming in right now. I'll just leave those shut. But in person, oh my gosh, big difference. I am going to have to take and watch a second. I'm going to have to take and find a old sheet or something to start painting. But I at least got those lights done. But I might be able to adjust a little bit. Not too bad though. Like I said, you're not going to be focused on the ceiling anyway. You're going to be focused on the city itself. Go take and move this ladder out of the way here. These pants are kind of my pajama pants, so we won't worry about getting paint on those. We did get our color here. We did take and pick up one of these big rollers also for painting. And I took and picked up this big 6-pack of paint supplies here. So it's got our paint pan, a roller in there, 2 roller pads. I believe there's a brush also in there. But I will be right back. I do apologize. I do have to go find a sheet here. I do not want to get paint on my carpet, so I will be back. Down and see what I'm working on. I'm gonna be painting. You can come down for a minute, but then you're gonna have to come right back up.
Okay. Oh, geez, no kidding. Just find it.
Working on
Oh,
that a lot.
what are you doing with those?
That's all got to be put back there. But I'm painting this wall white.
Oh,
I think that's gonna make everything a lot brighter.
Yeah.
See, before, look, this is without the lights. Or without the overhead lights. So that's what it looked like before. And now look, watch what goes back in.
you have that super,
Like super bright.
yeah.
Alrighty, that's what we want to do.
Who's he?
Yep.
Hi, I am he, the he.
He is the he, the he.
It's the she.
You're not a she.
Yeah, I'm he. Hold on.
Alright, boy. Shut that door, please. I'm gonna start painting. So I'm gonna open my door, or outside door to ventilate it. Alrighty, I'm back. That was my little nephew, Kai. Yeah, I am gonna need shade there, Brett. That is pretty dang bright. I'm just hoping it makes everything else pop. Actually, here, let's kind of do a test here. Right here is partially built building. Let's kind of see how this is gonna look. Move this sheet out of the way. It's going to be white also. Look how clear that's gonna show up there. That's just a partial built building that I have. Then once that wall's behind it, it's gonna be pretty blinding, I think. I'm gonna lay this sheet down, and I think I'm gonna start bordering this in while that putty dries. And hopefully get all this done in a couple hours. On this old sheet here up in the closet, I think this should work perfect. Drop sheet. I even fold this in half. I think we're gonna start right over here in the corner. I will have to take and adjust the camera here in a second. We'll start getting some paint laid. I think I want to set my paint on. Guess we should probably open our pan here also. Good, I did forget to grab a stir stick, so I'm glad there's one in here. You want to get rid of some of this random stuff here. There's no stuff on this. Also move these light boxes out of the way here. They can all be taken up to the trash. Just hoping this white goes over this blue wall pretty well. Now, it's probably not going to be super bright white, but it's going to be something fresh and different. That's all I'm really looking for right now. Do have to just hear from camera one more time here. I want to see if I can take and open my breezeway door down here. I do have all my containers in the way. So I have some ventilation. Should be good on that now. Alrighty, here we go. You can get this and go from there. So you can turn this camera here also, kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm going to start over here in this corner. Probably move this vacuum out of the way also here. It is definitely white. Should have some water down here also for my hands. Alrighty, got our paint open. Give it a little stir here. I can start here also. I'm just going to take and use it right out of the bucket instead of pouring it into our pan here. I think I'm going to start down here in this corner. And we'll start getting some paint. Blue does want to take and bleed out a little bit, so we might end up having to do a whole other coat. It is kind of nice that this baseboard, the white though, so I don't have to worry too much about getting it dripping onto the baseboard. But right now I'm just kind of framing it in here. All of this will be gone back over again. Might not even need the ladder here. Possibly. I'm getting a little on the ceiling there. It's a touch too short. it is time consuming, no pain. That it is bleeding through a little bit, but there will be a lot more. Just kind of trying to frame it all in first. We'll take a little breather here for a second. I'm gonna come back to chat here. Yeah, it is tending to bleed through there a little bit, Seth. I'm hoping that I'm gonna have enough paint. I won't. I believe I paid 22 a gallon, 23 a gallon, something like that. Not liking that ceiling tile though. I'm gonna see if I can have to pop back down into place also. Hey, look at that. I do want to bust that roller off though and do this one side here. Was something I missed here. Looks like a kid drew on it with a marker or something like that. Don't think it's a hole. I think we'll be good. You're not going to see that behind the table anyways. So I'm not a professional painter. I plan on having a few mishaps here and there. I just know once I pour this paint out that I'm only going to have so long before it starts drying up on me also. I might just keep going with the border here for now. I'm going to see if I can cover this up a little. But I mean, it's bleeding through pretty good up here up top. Probably should have spent the extra money and bought a primer first. This does have a primer base built in, but going over such a dark color with white. know if I want to take and pour paint and rolled upside. I think I might go ahead and do it that way. That way I'm not having to move and then move everything back. I think that's how I'm going to go about it. We'll set this on our ladder here with our brush. Take and pour some of our paint here. Put our stir stick in here also. Got a roller on here. I did take and buy one of these extension sticks, so. Okay, wish me luck. Here we go. Man, see it bleeding through quite a bit. Starting to discourage me some as much as I can see it bleeding through. All right, that's a good tip there, Seth. I could take and remember that. The upper half looks all right, but you can see that blue kind of fading through there. I do not like the look of that. I'm going to catch another quick smoke here.
We lost our water.
Huh?
We lost our water.
Lost your water?
Yeah.
Off of here too. I'm on YouTube.
Oh,
So.
crap. Let me get that door open.
All right, I'm gonna have to go for now, guys. I will be back later.
Oh, I forgot.
That closet got so much shit.